Om Namah Shivaya. Episode 93, Chapter 16, verses 13 to 17. Asura's characteristic way of thinking. Verse 13 tells how Asuras continue to be Asuras. First, they are conscious of what wealth they have today in the form of money and property, both movable and immovable. Every day they count what they have gathered and think, today this is gained by me. Adya idam laptam maya. Second, they measure it against their plan for all the things they plan to have in the future and say, I will gain prapsye, this that is pleasing to my mind, imam mano ratham. They even have a day-to-day, weekly and annual plan to gather all what they think they need to continue pleasing themselves. Third, they add up the wealth they have and say, this wealth I have, idam dhanam me asti, and calculate it according to their future plans and say, this wealth also I will have later, idam api me bhavishyanti puna. In this verse, the corporate philosophy is articulated very well. Their whole plan is to accumulate wealth with their eyes on their current assets. Corporate magnates plan for further profit and aspire to build huge corporations. To gain this wealth is not easy because there are other asuras in the market. Naturally, they have to destroy some people, but this is not a problem to the asuras. Verse 14 tells how asuras glorify themselves. First, they say, this enemy is destroyed by me. Asau satru maya hata, who were my competitors and were standing in my way. They celebrate their victory with a few others like themselves and declare that if there are others, I will destroy them also. Hanishecha aparan api. When this kind of mentality rules the economy, the poor becomes poorer and the rich becomes richer. Because they not only destroy their competitors who are their equal, but also the poor. Second, in their opinion of themselves, they think they are the Lord of all that they survey. There is no one equal to them. Their thinking is, I am the ruler, aham ishvara. There is no Lord other than me. Everyone should look up to me. Prahlad's father Hiranyakashipu was personified as an Asura. He considers himself as the Lord of all the people, that he should have all the enjoyment at his feet. And he says, I am the enjoyer. Aham Bogi. And because of his wealth, people sought his friendship. And again, if he has sons and grandchildren to carry on the family name, he considers himself as successful and accomplished in every way. Siddha Aham. Third, one may have all this, but without physical health, we cannot enjoy all this. Thus, when his senses and psychological functions are active, he considers himself as the most happiest person, Sukhi. Again, it is possible to have all this, but without power and influence, we can be harassed by the authorities, especially as Asuras who uses any means to acquire his wealth. He can be in a lot of trouble. But if he has the influence of judges and senators, he boasts that he is the most powerful. Aham Balavan. Verse 15 tells why the Asuras continue to be deluded. First, their only merit is that these Asuras have made some money and they think they are praiseworthy. Whether this is true or not, they proclaim, I am wealthy and I am born of a very good family. Adya Asmi Abhijanavan. Their attitude is no one can claim to have more than them, even in terms of family background. And if it is not only a mute idea, it is openly expressed. Who else is there who are equal to me? Ka anya asti maya sadrisha. Meaning there is no one who has what they have. However, if they are Asuras by character, their family background is meaningless. Second, they openly brag that they will perform rituals, yakshe, not for any noble purposes, but to destroy some enemy or at least to gain some fame for their own glorification. Third, they also promise, I will give money, dasyami, not for charitable purposes, but by throwing parties to establish their superiority, and then say, I will enjoy, modicye. Asuras seek their pleasure in 100 different ways, like giving grand parties with all the comforts that they can command. Thus, Asuras are totally deluded due to lack of discrimination. Iti ajnana vimohita. The manner in which Asuras look upon themselves and their achievement indicate one delusion after another, stemming from confused values and attitudes. Verse 16 tells, first, that Asuras are completely deluded by a variety of thoughts, aneka chitta vibranta, in the form of concerns, anxieties, desires, anger, etc. They are completely caught and covered by a net of delusion due to their lack of discrimination. Mohajala samabrita. Just like animals get caught in a net, people get caught by their ignorance, failure to discriminate between right and wrong action, dharma adharma viveka, and failure to discriminate between real and unreal, atma anatma viveka. Second, that being so, they are totally engaged in the enjoyment of desirable objects, prasakta kama bhogeshu. Since they are totally entrenched in the experiences of these desirable objects and are committed to fulfilling their desires, their actions will certainly be unrighteous, thereby accumulating a lot of sin, papas. As a result, they helplessly fall into places of pain like hell. patanti narake asucha. We must understand that there are different types of hell, and like heaven, they are also temporary. There is no eternal heaven or hell. Verse 17 tells how Asuras glorify themselves. First, they look upon themselves as endowed with noble attributes, Atma Sambhavita, and they speak about themselves in this way. Even though they do not have these virtues, they proclaim themselves as wonderful. They do not have respect for those who are qualified to evaluate their merits. Second, naturally they are very vain, sabda, demanding respect from others. They do not bend down to anyone, either physically or mentally, due to lack of humility and respect for others. Even if God were to appear, they will not surrender or offer their devotion because they consider themselves as Ishvara. Third, though they do not respect anyone else, but they expect everyone to respect them. They are conceited, filled with pride and arrogance, born of their wealth, Dana, Mana, Mada, Anvita. Fourth, and they also perform rituals, which are rituals in name only. Yajante Nama Yajneste, not according to the stipulation prescribed by the Vedas, Avidhi Purvakam, but do them because of pretension, dambena, for self-glorification, self-promotion, show-off, etc. To perform a ritual, we must have Shraddha and follow the procedures prescribed by the Vedas. Where a fire is involved, some things are offered, giving away of food are involved. But a ritual is not a ritual unless all the rules specified in the Vedas are followed. Even if all the rules are not followed, if we have adequate Shraddha, unwavering trust in the Vedas, it is acceptable. But Asuras have no Shraddha, and many of the procedures are not followed. At verse 17, we shall take a break, and next Sri Krishna gives the result of being Asuras. Please like, subscribe, and share this episode with your friends and loved ones. So till then, Om Namah Shivaya.